I can't imagine them not having a good
Yeah,
Christmas.
I'm ready.
Go ahead and call the meeting to order. First item on the agenda, discussion and possible action on Martin County Middle School roof replacement closeout and final payment.
Mr. Chairman. Discussion.
What?
Discussion.
Oh, discussion, well, there'll be, Ronnie Hickman interviewed me today for a story for tomorrow's paper. It's not gonna look very good. We replaced a leaking roof with a leaking roof. So I understand the thing that we have to pay and then let it be a warranty issue for 2 years. The only question I would have, and this is it, I mean, since the project was finished in September, I would like for the 2 years to start, that would be a legal question. The 2-year warranty to start when final payment is made, not all the way back in September, that we lose, what, 5 months, on a warranty? Will will it be 2 years from the date of the last time?
As I understand it, Mike is speaking to this, I think it's from the closeout.
Technically, if we read the contract, the warranty date starts from the date of substantial completion. The date of substantial completion. Okay.
Of substantial completion, so that means back in February?
I think that's September.
September, well, yeah, that's what I meant, September, yeah, I'm sorry. So we got a year and a half to make sure that our roof don't leak. And, well, it's been since September and it's still leaking.
If I may, that warranty is the beginning point for 2 separate warranties. One is the installer's warranty, which is 2 years, so yes, you're right. Then the second warranty is failure of the roof products, like the shingles or the vents, things like that. So one's 20, one's 2. So the 2 years, one's 20.
Okay, that's the shingles.
On the manufacturer's products, and the 2 year is on the installer's one.
Well, I remember there was a question raised about the ridge line that could be defective. Was that?
Well, I don't know. I can't say that for sure right now because, like I told the board at the last meeting, it's a process of determining that. I personally don't think the materials are defective. If anything, and this is simply a subjective statement from me, the architect, it could be a design issue with the vent. Okay.
Okay, when you say a design, is
Well,
that a design flaw of the school or?
No, the product.
Oh, the product.
But I want to be careful because that product could work successfully on other roofs across the state and other applications. Okay, so that's under evaluation. And I'll let the board know that I did contact the manufacturer of the products, and I invited that person to visit the school and to walk through and to look at it, and to make sure that the vent's installed the way that they would want their products installed. And he hasn't made that visit yet. And when he does, I intend to follow up with him. So to give you an example, that roof is a 312 pitch. It's probably typical for that vent to be installed on roofs that are 412, 512, 612, or whatever. Maybe it doesn't perform well on 312 pitches. I don't know. There's more of a chance for water to get swept up and bypass the ridge. Okay, that's just a suspicion on my part. I have no proof of that, but I would like to erase that doubt so that we can move on to other things.
Okay, well, the thing about it is if there's a question about, the material that was used, I mean, rather than the board get involved and find out what, that should be between the contractor and the person who purchases material.
And I'm in agreement for that for the first 2 years or year and a half, depending on where we start the date, which will be substantial completion. That issue is going to lie with the contractor. So if there's water infiltration due to workmanship or due to the products, the contractor is going to be the first point of call. I'm involving the manufacturer because they would like to continue making their products. They would like to continue selling their products. They have an interest in making sure that they determine what the issue is too.
Okay. I'm not agreeable to pay, but then I'm not agreeable to get all this stuff as far as the legal problems that could arise, paying interest and all.
My assessor for the taxpayer and have a child in that school.
Okay.
This, substantial completion, when I had a home built recently, that meant when I paid him the last dime, that's when his warranty kicked in. So if it was written up that the warranty kicks in when the last nail goes in, then you got his age.
Yeah.
It should be when the final payment's made to the installer or the contractor.
If I may offer something,
I hope,
what I could do is I could ask the contractor to modify the warranty so that it starts from the date he finished the work, or the date of this board meeting. I can work out.
yeah,
If that pleases the board.
I feel a whole lot more
Okay.
comfortable if it was from the date that he received his final payment,
Okay.
2 years.
That-
Because that, you know, we're talking about September to now, that's 5 months. You know, something happens, well, it's, you know, I'm a bit apprehensive because, naturally, because it was finished in September and still leaking. You know, if it still leaks the next 5 months, I mean, we're a year through our warranty and having a problem that has existed since, you know. I'd like to have it from.
Another point is, you may not know it, but we may not have enough rain until spring or next fall to even realize it's still leaking.
Well, we've got,
Gary, as we talked about on the phone, I know Mr. Sparkman has offered to the board his complete attention to this, and certainly, as I shared with you today, you know, Larry and I will stay with this contractor and working with Mike to keep this guy coming out. I mean, hopefully it won't take months and months. I think some work has been done last week or so, but we just haven't had a good hard rain to determine if that's going to be or
Well,
not.
that's a suggestion.
As I shared with you, you know, we're gonna stay on this as much as we can. It's a predicament that the board is in contractually obligated to pay it. It doesn't make me feel any better, as we talked about today, but I think as a board, you know, we have an obligation.
Matt, would you like to go ahead?
Yeah, rather than waiting on another rain, has the local fire department done this, spray water,
We
let it
have,
fall
well,
off?
we have the fire department, but we've had water hoses up there and, you know, with pressure and things, but we'll
Well,
keep
I'm
working.
sure we all, and I know, Michael, I probably owe an apology, and I didn't mean to be smart about the last board meeting. I know you're a person of integrity, and I know we all, I know.
yeah, I did too, I mean, I did.
Yeah,
You know.
you know, everybody wants the leak stopped.
Yeah.
And of course, we want it stopped as quick as possible, and I'm sure, you know, Michael does too. And as far as the contract, you know, we need to follow what we've agreed in the contract. You know, I'm with Gary, you know, it's, which I've had, I'm sure everybody in here has had, you've had people contract jobs, and some of them, I've even paid some of them, and after I paid them, they don't come back, you know, I've had that happen, so we've all had that happen. And I'm sure that's not gonna happen, but because we just need to follow through and, you know, get our roof fixed and,
You know, to avoid,
warranty, and we can't afford to pay with property tax. I've get complaints on property tax already, and we don't need to have to take taxpayers' money, and it bothers me more than the $250,000 that we spent on this roof. That's not, we spent other people's money, you know, I just,
well, that's what
12%, we can't afford to add 12% onto that. And,
Well,
so,
the thing
a
about-
recommendation with our attorney, Mike and Matt, and I think, you know, and I appreciate your hard work, Michael. I know, you know, what you're trying to.
well, the thing I would like to do in the future, you know, to avoid this is to make sure we get references, you know, from companies. I mean, the architects that we got to,
We did.
you have to look at the, you know, to build a new school. I mean, you know, you can look at work that they've done, with State Line. We just went with it because it was the lowest bid, and we had another bid that was about maybe $25,000 above that.
Well, we're gonna have that sooner than later with the eating roof.
Yeah,
This
that's-
spring, we have to put a roof on there as well, so certainly it's gonna be an issue that we're gonna be revisiting soon.
So the warranty is what, 2 years, is that?
Yes, the installer's warranty is a 2-year window, and if I may offer another kind of example here, you know, it's plausible, like another scenario would have been that we would have paid the contractor in full, and the roof, which would have started leaking a day or 2 days, a week later. The same thing could have happened. We
Yeah.
just saw it, it presented itself prior to the contractor being paid. You know, if it pleases the board, I'm happy to go back to the contractor and suggest that, you know, as an, you know, and the board may be offering to issue final payment, but we're asking something from the contractor, which is to modify the start date of the warranty.
yeah.
I'm willing to ask that and see where it goes. You know, I think he may be open to that.
I think our biggest concern, our worry is, and we've all had it, even in your home or whatever, once it's paid, they're not gonna return, you have the fear of, yeah, that's
I can appreciate that too, and I don't have any insight into what's gonna happen. I just know from my experience with Mr. Amos over the past months that he seems to be a man that works hard and he wants to do the right thing, and he, more as all of us, wants to see the leak stop.
Well,
And he
hold on,
wants to
but-
continue working, but I cannot speak as to what his behavior will be, you know, 6 months from now, a year from now. So-
Well, the thing is, if we agree to pay, which I don't necessarily like it, but I would do it, I would hope that he would accept this payment along with our view that we would like for the warranty the 2-year warranty to be extended. You know, in other words, that the 2-year warranty start when this final payment is made. Not,
As of right now, the contract states differently, so it'd be a modification to the contract,
Yeah.
which I'm willing to propose. I can draft up language to that, and I can send that off to him. You guys can review it, and we'll see if it flies. I'm willing to try.
okay, well, we're willing to try
Yeah.
this.
So, let me ask Matt.
Yes, sir.
In the future, as far as contractual, the way the contract is laid out, should we be careful about, is this
Pretty standard.
Standard
Yeah,
contract?
I think what you're dealing with here is pretty standard. I mean, usually in cases like this, in the school board context or in the private context, in the corporate context, you know, somebody provides contract services, you pay them for those services under the contract. If there's something wrong with the product, the warranty covers that. If they fail to act under the warranty, then you seek legal redress through the courts. You know, that's the normal standard of pursuing these kind of things. I mean,
Because I know we got the Eden roofing
Right.
coming up in the spring, so.
Well, who did the Inez roof? Okay, the roof at Inez, well, the current day Sheldon Park, who did the roof there? That hasn't been that long ago. How long has that been, and who did the roof then?
You're not talking about the elementary school, are you?
No, I'm talking about the middle school.
Middle school?
It's flat roof too.
Yeah, I don't know, that preceded me, so I'm not sure who did that.
Brent, would you know?
I don't remember the company or anything. It was, it was even before me, I think, honestly. Even as assistant principal there, it was before that.
Okay, I didn't.
We had a group that came in and did a patch job on it with tar and so forth while I was there, but it wasn't a new roof. And I'm not real sure that they've ever placed it completely as they have, the Martin County Middle School.
If I may, back to the installer's warranty, the 2 years is language that I put in there. I can make that 3 years, I can make it 4 years, I can make it 1 year. I chose to make it 2 years. That seems to be common. I've seen 12 months or 1 year in other situations, and I just don't think that's long enough. I think you don't see the seasonal conditions. I don't think you see the opportunities for the rain and heaviness over 1 year.
Well, that's what I'm about, like,
So,
yeah. We get a lot of wind here, we've had a lot of straight line winds and everything, you want, a roof to hold up, 15, 20 years at least. And at the middle school, it hasn't. I mean, the middle school was finished in 1999, and it's leaked for years. The same way with Eden. Eden was finished in 2003, it's leaked for years. I mean, that's one of the questions that I posed to Ross Tarrant. I said, to Ron Mural, I said, can you build us a school with a roof that don't leak?
what did you say?
And he said, if we get a waiver, yeah, if we could get a waiver on, for these concrete, lightweight, concrete panels and PVC roofing. Is a PVC roofing basically impenetrable? I mean, do you know anything about PVC roofing?
I do, yes.
Is it very good?
Well, it's a thermoplastic. Well, it's a form of a thermoplastic. I think it's superior to a TPO. Honestly, I think there's two factors, or there's multiple, but one is the pitch. I think you need solid pitch. I think 1/4 inch per foot is too shallow. I think 3/8 per foot on a low slope roof is better for PVC or TPO. The other thing I look to is the mill thickness. 60 mil is common. I think that's too thin. I think it needs to be 80 or 90 mil. Also has to do with the underlayment. Typical with PVC or TPO roof, you have the opportunity to put a hard board under it, a recovery board, as opposed to just the insulation.
We're talking about
He wants to use, yeah, they
lightweight concrete panels.
commonly they use a lightweight concrete, but you still need insulation. And that, what they would propose is consistent with what the Department of Education proposes, which is the structure needs to have slope in it. In this case, it would be the lightweight concrete. That's common.
Is there anything wrong with Warfield? I mean, could the water be pooling up on the roof,
What we're
someplace?
just talking about is, you're talking about Warfield Elementary,
No, I'm talking about Warfield
the middle school roof?
Middle School, yeah.
Well, if you recall the conversations we had early on in design, we discussed a metal roof and we discussed shingles. The metal roof was exceptionally higher in cost. We chose to do shingles. That's an existing roof structure. I didn't design it. It's a previous designer did. I personally think that 312 is kind of shallow. I'd like for them to have more pitch to them, but I can't attribute at this point that that's the reason the roof is leaking. I just know that for shingles, it's really better for them to be 412 or greater. That's my personal preference. Like I told the board last time as well, that's a 40,000 square foot roof. It has multiple penetrations. It's not a manufactured product that you just go out to the store and buy. It takes dozens of people, thousands of pieces of material, and there's hundreds and hundreds of opportunities for things to go wrong. And I'm not defending the contractor, but if there's one leak, while that's not good, it's not insurmountable. And it tells me that there's, you've got one challenge to figure out, and I'm hoping we can figure it out. I'm pledging to the board to put my time into it to figure it out. Can't speak for the contractor, but I'm going to try to figure it out because I want to practice architecture. I want to stay in business, and when these things happen, I would like to know that I can figure it out. So it helps me too. So, I won't offer any promises about fixing the leak. I just tell you that I'll work hard and I will give it my best. So.
We have a motion to approve the final payment of $21,554.60.
I don't want to make that move. I don't want to. I mean,
I'll make a motion.
Have a motion, need a second? I'll second. All in favor? Okay, saying aye. Aye. Any opposed? Motion carried. Next item on the agenda is approval to enter into executive session for discussion of possible action on KRS 61.810F pursuant to student expulsion. a motion to enter into executive session.
I'll make a motion.
Have a motion, need a second?
I'll second.
Motion and second, all in favor, indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? Okay, we're in executive session.
Doing well, I was sick.